Hey, what is up, YouTube? First off, I want to apologize if I sound like I have a little bit of a sore throat. If I sound a little under the weather, what have you. There's a good reason for that. I actually am under the weather. I've been sick for about 2.5 days, though from what I personally feel like, I highly doubt, like I'm 99% sure it's not COVID because I still have my taste. I still haven't had any of the other normal symptoms of COVID like in the past. Only thing that I have had for the past 2.5 days is first day I was very feverish, felt cold all the time, and my sore throat slash sinus issues that I'm having right now. So honestly, I just think I have kind of a more severe case of the flu. At least I hope so. Anyway, guys, onto the video. As you guys know by the title, this is going to be the IMCO update. Basically an update on my IMCO lighter, going over what exactly I've done to it, how it looks now versus how it did new when I showed it to you guys when I first got it. Stuff like that. And there is one cause for concern with this lighter that I almost, just before filming this video, like 5-10 minutes ago, thought I broke my lighter. However, I actually didn't. However, there is new cause for concern with this lighter now. However, maybe not, because I haven't been as rough with this one as I was with my first IMCO lighter. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get into the lighter. This is an IMCO XXX Patent Austria 6700, made in Vienna, Austria, as all pre-2012 or 2013, whatever date that they switched from being made in Europe to China. All pre-2012 ones are. This one is an early 2000s restoration hardware version like my first one. However, I only paid $20 for this one, whereas the first one that I had, I paid $40 for, and that one broke. So I was not happy about that. Was happy about this, though, because it was technically used, but it was only ever filled up once, lit maybe 2 or 3 times, put away. Literally, the thing looked almost brand new, other than a couple of black marks on the wick. However, now, if you guys look at it, I have used this thing extensively, rather. This has basically been my go-to lighter since it came in the mail. I have not really been using much of my Zippos at the current time, but I've just basically been putting this thing through its paces, testing it, what have you. And by testing it, I mean basically just using it as any normal person would my age to, like, let's say, light a blunt, joint, cigarette, pipe, what have you. Basically those things, and not actually abusing it and striking it to the point where you actually fuck this up in here. As you guys can see, those 2 little spots I'm pointing to on my first lighter, that's what had happened. The little metal pieces that come up and bend inside and are stamped together came undone on my original lighter, and I think it was because I had such shit flints in it that it became so hard to strike that it literally just gave up, went weak, and busted, and completely tore it up, and there was no way of repairing it beyond that point. I mean, I probably could have if I had really tried, but it would have taken a lot of time, and a lot of time under a microscope, or not a microscope, rather, a magnifying glass. One of those dual-pronged magnifying glasses holding it, you know, what have you, working on it, which I didn't have at the time. So I just decided, you know what, fuck it, I'll spend $20 on one that was used and see if it holds up. And honestly, guys, this one has held up substantially better than my first one. Other than, on occasion, closing this, it kind of, like, rubs a little bit and almost gets caught, but doesn't, like, you know, just friction. stuff like that, which I really don't ever think is going to be an issue because my first one was like that and it was never an issue. However, the cause for concern with this lighter, the only other thing that I've done, guys, I have repacked. I did keep the original IMCO wick because I think that was part of the problem. I don't think Zippo flints alone are enough to do this lighter, and I think Zippo flints, Zippo wick, or heaven forbid, Ronson red flints and a Zippo wick, and not using, let's say, purified enough lighter fluid, or whatever you're using, naphtha, as a substitute for lighter fluid, it's not going to go well. It's not going to want to light all the time. That's the issue I ran into. However, guys, I will be completely honest. The issue I ran into just 10 minutes ago before deciding to film this video, I thought I had somehow broken the striking mechanism a second time on my second IMCO, and if I had, then I would have come on here. I would have been much more irate and would have been explaining to you guys why, please, for the love of God, never buy one of these lighters. However, that did not happen, so I'm not even going to begin to start saying things like that because it still works. But what I did do is, what happened was, it got jammed halfway open, and I was like, what the fuck? Please tell me it didn't break again. Or I didn't break my second IMCO that I've ever had, because I've been fairly light with this thing, guys. I mean, it has gained rust, it has gained wear, stuff like that, but all it's been rubbing against is literally my German cigarette case, as well as keys in my pocket. So it's not like I've been taking this outside, throwing it across a carport like I did the first one, but as stated, when it got jammed, that basically what had happened was the flint had gotten so low, the original Austrian IMCO flint had gotten so low on my lighter that it basically just went through between the spring that's holding the flint in there and the flint wheel itself, and just got stuck in there for a quick second, and then flipping it back down, kicked it out. And now the problem is solved. However, I don't have any more spare flints, period, laying around my house currently. The closest I have is literally half used to, like, let's say 1/5 used Zippo flints. And I'm very wary about having this Zippo flint in here, because I got this out of my sterling silver armor just to use and continue to use until I can order some of the 1,000 count red non-Ronsonal flints off of eBay that my good buddy Josh Zippo, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of him in Zippo Fanatic 77's live streams and shit like that. He sent me a link to never failing lighter flints, because even these, there's just something about them. The Zippo flints, despite being made in Austria and everything, and at least as of right now, guys, I actually have yet to have this thing fail to light on me with Zippo lighter fluid and a Zippo flint. Granted, it has the IMCO wick, original Austrian-made IMCO wick, as well as organic cotton packing inside of it. That is one thing I replaced as soon as I got this lighter. However, all in all, guys, I would give this an 8 or a 9 out of 10 lighter. If you're asking for my overall review of this individual IMCO XXX 6700. Now, my first one, I'd give, I don't know, a 2 or a 3, because I paid premium price for that motherfucker. Had never been used, had been used less than this thing had, and it broke within 2.5 weeks. And again, I had been using a bunch of mismatch parts that I had laying around, what have you. I'm sure that played a part, and I'm sure that wick, the Zippo wick, does play a part in hindering the full capability of an IMCO lighter, just because I feel still that the original components that were made for your lighter most likely are going to work the best with your lighter. That's why off-brand Zippo wicks and shit like that tend to be more sooty, not last as long, stuff like that. It's better to keep original parts and components inside your lighter. And even this is not 100% the case anymore because I have a Zippo flint in there. But again, guys, it is currently cranking out flawlessly since replacing it. I've struck this thing, I don't know, maybe 25 times. Not a single fail, not a single fail, not a single fail. So I honestly am more of the belief that what went wrong with my original IMCO was, one, user abuse of the lighter, and two, using dated and, quite frankly, almost outdated red Ronson lighter flints. But anyway, guys, that's just going to be my little update, even though it's 10 minutes long. It's probably going to take a half hour to upload. But anyway, that's going to be my little video tonight for you guys on my IMCO lighter, how it's been holding up, stuff like that, and a little announcement before I go completely for the next few days. I do want to start doing 420 related stuff on this channel. In fact, I have my little desk set up around here to possibly start making those videos, recording myself, what have you. It's just something that's interested me for a little while, and I finally think now that I have moved out on my own, I'm going to go ahead and start producing 420 content for you guys. So you guys definitely will be seeing a lot of IMCOs, Zippos, clippers, what have you, though I really don't use my clippers for much of anything anymore. They really just sit in the desk. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you like the video, like, share, comment, subscribe. Again, I apologize for my almost sour sounding voice, but I'm still a little sick, still a little recovery left to do, so I'll see you in the next video.